What's going on, guys? Stock Jock here. Up 774.88 on the day. Really nice day so far. I took a few days off because the market has just not been giving us anything. And as far as low float stocks under $10, there just hasn't been momentum. But today, hopefully, is a sign of things to come because there's a few stocks that have been running, and uh, I'm happy to see that. My first trade today was NVFY. This one, again, nothing this morning was hitting, the pre-market gap scanners or anything like that. So this one was popping up on my scanner. It's had this huge run here, and inside this candle, looking for it to go. The setup was, kind of looking to go candle over candle in the 1 minute, and I was hoping that we'd get the candle over candle and then continue on up, maybe towards $5. So I got in at 469, anticipating this move upwards as I saw, the volume come in, and I sold at 477. It just looked like it was going to hit 480, hit 480, and just stopped. And selling, the selling came up, you know, the selling came in, and I was out. First trade of the day, so I like to get a little bit of a cushion. So 140 bucks, I'll take it, move on. My next trade was TKAI. I just hate this stock. I don't know why. It just trades weird, in my opinion. Everybody's been watching it to hopefully fill this gap as it gapped down a few weeks back. And they're hoping that it gets in this window and starts, trying to fill some of this gap up. And recently we've had kind of like a pop, consolidate, pop, consolidate. This is the daily. And, people are kind of looking for that next pop over the high, which is 185 right here, and the next move up. So nothing was going on. This is like, 25 minutes into the trading day so far. So I was willing to give it a shot. I got in at 180 right in here, looking for the move potentially over 185. It didn't happen. So I basically got out for a 1 cent win, which is basically enough to cover commissions. And I stayed away from it. I mean, I just hate the stock. But, for a 5 minute setup, it would have been really, really nice. Look at this. This is a nice bull flag. You know, it's got to move one way or the other when you see this. The highs are getting lower and the lows are getting higher. So it's got to make up its mind. And this is kind of where I'm looking for the candle over candle. And sure enough, it happened. You got basically 10-cent move out of it, unless you rode it all the way up here. So that would have been a nice candle over candle in the 5 minute, but I didn't play it. So NYMX, this one is a stock that I played today that was a pure news play. This is a stock that when I heard news on it, it was already on my radar because I've played it before, and I know the stock can make huge runs. I mean, look at this move. This is the daily chart. I mean, look at these moves. It just knows how to move when it can get going. So it had positive news out. It's a drug company, so it had positive news on one of its drugs. So immediately when I heard that, I typed in the ticker symbol. I hit 4,000 shares, buy. And I got in at 330 right here as the news hit. I heard it on Benzinga, folks. I'm telling you, this one trade paid for my whole year to Benzinga. If you don't have a news source in your ear, you are trading, with one hand tied behind your back, in my opinion, or you know what I mean. You're trading blind, or you know, news moves markets. It's so important to have a news source. Use Benzinga. It's one of the ones I use. It's the main one I use. And if you use the coupon code StockJock at checkout, all one word, you get a discount on any of their plans. Quarterly, monthly, half year, full year, whatever any of the plans are, you get a discount on. I think the discount's 30% off right now, if I remember correctly. I can't remember. But use it at checkout. This one was a pure news play. Got in at 330. I sold half as it moved up to 340, and then I sold the other half at 356. I literally held this for 30 seconds total. And of course, as soon as I sold, it went up to 375. We got a circuit breaker halt. It opened up, went all the way to 447, got another circuit breaker halt, and then again it went to 473 before it started to come down for the rest of the day. But this play was solely because of Benzinga. Was I even aware that this was going to happen? A lot of people buying it up through here is probably buying it because it's hitting their scanners. I bought it down here because I heard it in my ear from Benzinga. Use Benzinga, folks. I can't stress it enough. So PHH had news out today, hence why you had this huge pop up here around 10 o'clock. I was kind of playing the candle over candle in the 5 minute. This has pulled back way too much, and I really probably shouldn't even tried it, but I wanted to give it a go. I had a nice cushion on the day, so I was willing to give it a shot. Usually I want to see a pullback up here, up in this range, and then move on up. But this is definitely more risky. I tried it out. I got in at 1475, looking for the candle over candle as volume came in. We did get the pop, but selling followed immediately, and I bailed basically for 6 cent win on average. So PULM was the next play. This was another news play. Heard it in Benzinga. Look what happens when news comes out, folks. News can move markets big time. So boom, it goes from 150 all the way to 180 in 2 minutes. Okay. I heard the news. I knew it's another pharmaceutical company having positive data out, blah, 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 whatever it was. I got in as soon as I could, 2,000 shares. In the back of my mind, you had MYMX that just had a humongous run on positive news. So you're always thinking, hey, maybe we'll do this again. Um, but it didn't. I got in at 169, sold at 170, basically. It didn't go anywhere fast. It's under $2. I hate playing stocks under $2, but got out basically even. NYMX, I was going to play the 5 minute. I didn't chase it all through here. You just don't know when it's going to start coming back down. And if you bought it up here at 473, the current price right now is 370. So you would be a bag holder. That's why I just don't like chasing. I like to wait for a pullback before I go back in it. So again, like I said, when you're looking for a pullback, you want it to be somewhat near the top. You don't want it to pull back 50% and then try to go again. So this was pulling back too much. The volume was actually increasing for a short time. Normally on a pullback, you want to see volume decrease, like down to nothing. And that just tells you that the sellers are gone. But yeah, again, I had a cushion on a day. I was willing to try it out. We finally got the candle over candle. I got in at 390, into as soon as we broke the previous candle's high. The previous candle's high was 389, and we broke it, got up to 392, and just could not get past that. Sellers just kept hitting the bid. There was a block at 385 on the L2 that I saw, and that was kind of my mental stop loss. And as soon as that looked like it was hitting, I got out. So lost 6 cents there on 2,000 shares. So BSPM is a stock that is a former runner. I mean, look at these huge moves on the daily. It can go up and down pretty quickly. Look at that move, 138 to $6 basically, all in one day. So this one had news out in the morning. It was running like I didn't get in it because I was watching other things, and I didn't feel like chasing. So it's kind of hoping for a pullback and get back in it, but I missed this one on the 5 minute chart. This would have been a good one right here. This would have been a good one right here. Oh no, that's not a pullback. This is a pullback, yeah. So we had the pullback 5 minute chart, and then I was actually looking to short it, but something happened that I'm so glad I'm a part of a chat room, because the chat room that I actually am in, jasonbondpicks.com, is the reason why the stock went to $7 today. And let me explain why. So Jason Bond Picks, he has thousands of people that follow him, right? A couple thousand, I think he said somewhere in 2,000 to 3,000 range right now. So the reason why I subscribe, well, originally I subscribed because the video lessons were off the chart, and it really taught me how to trade. I mean, it was just a great, I think he's got like 80 videos on different strategies, tips, things to do, things not to do, whatever. I watched them all. They're great. That's why I originally joined. Now I'm still a member. I'm an annual subscriber because it is information for me. I get to see what the big fish out there, big fish meaning chat rooms in general, with thousands of followers all biting at the same bait, are doing. So he alerted, and I'll show you the alert. So here's the alert at 11:32. Jason Bond swing trade bought 10,000 shares of BSPM at 453. Okay, this stock was actually kind of just selling off and consolidating, going into lunch hour, probably just going to go down. I was actually looking to short it, to be honest, as it was approaching the VWAP here. But he buys it, and boom. Look at this. 1132, this is where he bought. Him and his followers bought this stock, and it just took off. Okay, look at the volume down here. We got 10,000, 3,700, 13,100 shares. I mean, this is in 1 minute. It was just dying off. It was up on the day. People are going to start taking profits. I expected it to fade the rest of the day. Well, Jason buys it. His thousands of followers buy it, and this stock just took off. I mean, it went from 352 where he bought it and his followers got in, and immediately, I mean, look at the volume that came in. 320,000 shares, 100,000 shares, 168,000 shares, 143,000 shares, 97,000, 323,000. I mean, the volume came in because of his group buying the stock, made it go and hit everybody's scanners. Volume scanners, if you have a volume spike scanner, it's going to hit that. If you have a high of day scanner, it's going to hit that. So everybody, this is basically alerting Wall Street, hey, look at this stock, it's taking off. So sure enough, his group made this stock go, and he actually sold, I think at like $4 and four, yeah, four. He sold 3 minutes later for $4.97. So he's out right through here. Okay, look at what this stock does. He's out, mind you. Him and his group is out. Boom, shakalaka. It just took off. But it all started because of him and his group's buy right there. This is why I'm a member now of chat rooms like this. If you want to become a member of Jason Bond Picks, the link is down in the description. If you use it, you help me out, you help the channel out, and it's just it's a great tool. I'm an annual subscriber, and let me tell you, if I would have bought this stock, it would have paid for a few years of this. I mean, a stock going from $4 to a high of $7, that's a huge move. It's a huge move. Now, granted, I wouldn't have held it that long. Knowing me, I would have scalped it for 20 cents and been happy with it. But that, I mean, folks, this is why I'm a member of chat rooms, specifically Jason Bond Picks. These chat rooms can move markets. You know, news can move markets. You know, thousands of traders buying the same stock at one time because of a moderator alerting it. That can move markets. It helps me keep a pulse on what's going on out there. So I did try to trade BSPM through pullbacks and whatnot. I only got filled for 817 shares when I tried, so I sold it immediately. But that's not why I wanted to bring up BSPM. It was solely to show you Jason Bond Picks and what they can do to stocks. You know, some people might call it pumping, you know, pumping a stock. Hello, people. The entire stock market is a pump and dump. Okay? You turn on CNBC. What are they doing? They're pumping stocks. They're pumping stocks. That's all they do. Or they hate on stocks and they make them drop. The entire market is a pump and dump. You just want to be in the pump and out of the pump before it starts dumping. And being part of these groups help you do that. Anyway, folks, that's all I got for today. Watch an MGT into the close, BSPM obviously, and MYMX into the close. MGT just had some news and it opened up from a halt, so kind of watching that right now. Huge move out of the halt. But yeah, I will see you in the next video.